Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, looks like we are live. I'm just testing out some software here. Just watching the E-mini S&P 500. All right. Just pull this up. That looks good. All right, well, it's been bullish all day. I'll pull up my daily time frame here. Trying to push it lower. The question is, how low do we get pushed to? Nasdaq's been strong as well, just all day long, pretty much. Let me pull up my 5-minute chart and see where we're at here. The market really hasn't done much today. I got long a little bit earlier and then just took profits off. I was watching NQ, and when I saw NASDAQ get up to this level, that was my target right there. On the E-mini, I was just watching NASDAQ for some confluence. But as far as what we're doing right here, I don't know. I'm tempted to get long with the real tight stop. Stop would probably be below 62.85, right around there. But as far as where it goes, I usually don't scalp or look for just a point or two or three. I look for a lot more. So this is just a tape that usually for me it's hard to make sense of what's going on. So I don't see anything yet. I may not see anything for the whole rest of the evening, but we'll wait and see. We've got 50 minutes left of trading here. Now I might take a stab if it came down to the opening range somewhere around here, or the overnight high. You would have confluence on the NASDAQ as well. So we'll see, but it's just a slow moving grind of a market today. I just started today doing the screen share with OBS through YouTube, and let's see. It's telling me my bit rate isn't what it needs to be. No idea what the heck that is. Audio bit rate. Recording. So that's our next area of resistance right here, is 71. Here's what it looks like on the 5 minute. Pretty sluggish, pretty boring today, at least compared to days we've had in the past. So yeah, 71 will be our next area of contention. I'm just sitting on the sidelines right now. Not too much that I'm seeing. Okay, usually with a market this slow, I wouldn't be here in front of the screen. I'd be done for the day. But being that I'm just testing out the streaming software, I'm just gonna sit and watch it and see if we get any noteworthy move, anything that draws attention. So I've got here, green line is my overnight high, orange lines is the opening range. Obviously we gapped up quite a bit from yesterday. It was looking strong yesterday afternoon. Had a big run up into the close. So now we're just hanging out. Still a gap to fill underneath us. If we do fill the gap, I guess my target would be 45.45, at least for a partial fill. In other words, if I were short from up above, I'd be taking some off, well, here obviously because the market stalled, probably right around here, overnight high, and then next target would be this range right in here within this 5 points. Then last target would obviously be down here. But as it stands, I am not involved, nor do I plan on being involved anytime soon. But you just never know. So here's the daily again. There's the daily. Let's pull up the NASDAQ on the daily. It's the mini NASDAQ right here at least. So come up and just hanging around. We'll put it back to the ES. All right, so NASDAQ just came down and kissed its overnight high. And it's been strong all day, but last 15 minutes there has been selling. All the longs are taking profits. And there's the corresponding bounce in the ES. The NASDAQ, it's been strong all day. It's the one that seems like it's kind of kept the S&P up. Its gap was pretty strong to the upside. A lot of support below it. Let's see. I'll pull that screen up. Yeah, a lot of support below it. Let me see if I can get the right screen here. I don't know which one it is. That's not it. That's not it. Let's try this one. Here it is. So this was this morning. 15 minute. Here's the gap from overnight. This is where I was long a little bit on the E-mini. I wasn't really small. But figuring that if we'd come lower, I'd go ahead and just add to some of those longs. There was a lot of action down here overnight. so I liked it long from that spot. And then this was my my target up here that I mentioned earlier. So there we go. This is the 15-minute chart on NASDAQ. Came down to overnight high and then have bounced off it. And looking at the E-mini, we've just, and this is probably pretty granular, just put in that bounce right there, got above the old high. So seems like that could be the low for this afternoon, at least in the short term. So that looks like that was the spot. I'm just looking at the 5-minute here. Yeah, that makes sense, that area. 63, 62 half. It's a good area. But again, not one that I'm accustomed to really to messing with. It's just I don't do too many shorter term trades like that. Or especially on a day when the market's just not moving at all. Next level will be right here. This 71 to 72. I would imagine the people who got long from here scaling out a little bit right up there. NASDAQ looking pretty strong. Hit overnight high, never looked back. So I would imagine that we'd get that up to 71 at least on the E-mini. Okay, NQ is approaching its highs of the day again. It's probably the same percentage off as the E-mini is. NASDAQ putting in new highs right now. It was a good little move on the E-mini. Would have been a good risk to reward here, and probably you'd be wrong under here. So looking at about 5 points. It's easy to see after the fact. Like I said, I usually don't trade when it's super slow like this, but looks like it would have been a good risk to reward 10 minutes later. In the past, I would have been tempted to short this market at various times throughout the day, but it's just been a slow crawl up and up and up. So the NASDAQ's putting in highs. E-mini hasn't yet. Let's pull up the NASDAQ here. Let me look at it. Just checking the daily. So that orange line I've got up there is just another target. Seems like we're gonna go up there and take some of that. Seems likely, right? Pretty decent move yesterday to today on the E-mini. That's for sure. Let's pull it up here. Let me see if I can change my screen. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, pretty decent move. If we look at, price action here yesterday. Had a really nice move yesterday late in the afternoon. It's one that I call a spike trend pullback, coupled with it hit the halfback. It came down to VWAP, and there was confluence on the NASDAQ as well. So it was a trade that I had high confidence in. That one, and then I scaled out of the last of the positions late last night or late in the day, but should have held some into today. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? But the move was good yesterday, and I was happy with it. So we'll do that and wait for the next trade setup. Usually when I trade, I might take a few trades in a day. There's days where I'll sit on my hands and do absolutely nothing, and then there's other days where I might be a little bit more active, just depending on what the market's given me. I don't have any profit target that I shoot for on a daily basis. It's more weekly, and more than anything, I just my biggest, utmost, most important goal is to strictly follow the rules that I have in place. So knowing where I'm wrong when a trade moves against me, knowing what my profit targets are, and scaling out appropriately, scaling in appropriately, putting in enough size when it warrants, whether it's going in a quarter position, half, 3/4, or a full position size. So that's that. Okay, NASDAQ again, still right on the highs. E-mini looks like it wants to do the same. I know another target is probably like 84 on the E-mini. So I would think we can get that. Let me switch my screen here. Oh, it's so little, so hard to see. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go ahead and get that 84. Here, I'll blow it up a little bit. Now today the action has been quite a bit subdued relative to the past few weeks, but still a pretty good 20-point move here in the last, looks like 20-25 minutes, and that's just on the E-mini. I'm sure the NASDAQ, let's see, NASDAQ's had about a 80-point move in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Coming up on the last 20 minutes of the trading day. I'm just looking at the 15-minute here and the daily. Yeah, that 82, 84 level on the ES looks to be an area where profits are going to be taken. Let me pull up the hourly here. Well, what is our next target? Where are we at next? Let's see if I've got written down here. Next target's above. Looks to be 45.98. Not for today, but that'd be a level that I'd watch for tomorrow. 98, and then 46.08 to 10. big move right there. Let's see. Big move late in the day. All right. Could get interesting here. Definitely got some market on close orders. Pretty big wick on the 15-minute in the NASDAQ. So I'm just going to stay tuned. Now, if it comes back to this 78 level, I might consider a short there. And then staying it against the highs, against the highs of the day. So let's see what that is. Yeah. And as you can imagine, NASDAQ has pulled in quite a bit as well. So you'd expect, remember that 70, 71 area, that was the spot that it took a little doing to get through, right? We came down, or came up, pushed down a bit, and then got the push that we needed to get through. So you'd expect that there'd be a little bit of bounce here. Yeah, if we get all the way back to 77 area, I'm going to go short there. Well, I had 84 as the target. We got up to 82 quarters. So missed it by 2 points there. But I wasn't in any position. I just thought, oh, there's a likelihood that people would scale out at 84. Looks like they decided to do it 2 points early. And even this, it's really not that big of a move compared to what we've seen the last few weeks, as I've mentioned earlier. But for a day like today, when it's just been slow and grinding and lethargic, it's noteworthy at least. Doesn't really feel like a liquidation break, but I could be wrong. It certainly could be that. getting close. I'm still not short yet. Close, almost there. Almost. A little bit more. Alright, I'm short. I'm short now. And if we hold this level here for too long, I'm going to dump it and get out, thinking that it is just a liquidation break. So I'm short, we'll say against the high of the day, against that 82 level. Getting late in the day, probably going to see some market orders flood the system here. All right, first target's going to be down at, we'll call it right around 73. Trying to put in the high. Trying to go higher. Oh, gonna get pretty close. Looking pretty strong here. Yep, I'm out. Although I know I had 84 as my number. Let's see if we can hit that and then come down. There we go. Some big movement late in the day relative for the day. Well, they keep selling it, and the buyers just keep coming back to get more. Trying to defend the high from, looks like about a week ago. Nasdaq still strong. It made a new high within the last 15 minutes, just like the ES. I'm going to enter another short here and hold it against 84. We'll say 84.50. All right, I'm out of some. Okay, I'm going to move my stop back up to high of the day now. So it'll be there. Out of a little bit more. Out of a little more. They're at 73. Okay. I'm just holding half my position. Gonna hold it against this 81 level right here. And we got 4 more minutes of trading going, so we are almost done anyways. Alright, so we'll sit right about there. Yep, that's kind of the spot. Well, that was a good little trade for late in the day. Holding this last little piece here against the 80, 81 area. It's going to be this little spike we put in right here. That's my stop. I got in right around here at 79, so it'll just be a little bit against it. I may just go ahead and put my stop to break even. Haven't decided just yet, but as of right now, it's right here. Yeah, I've got it at break even. I just moved it down to 79 there. Structurally, I should have it at 81 here though. And I'd be looking for a little push down to 70. I'm just going to hold it to the end of the day. If it gets here, I won't take any off. I'll just let it run and see if we can get a little bit lower. You just never know what the market wants to make available to you, what it wants to give you. You just never know. Here we go. Minute and 15 left. I'll scale out a half here at 70. Half of what I have left, that is. So if we can get down to there, I'll get out of that. Let's see here. And I'm not going to mess with aftermarket stuff. Alright, getting pretty close. Alright, I'm out. I had my stop just below 79 there, so I'm out. Done for the afternoon. And this will be stuff that I can go back over and review trades with.